welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Learn with Ryle. If it's your first time to visit my YouTube channel and watch my videos, do not forget to click subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified every time I'm going to upload relevant videos about language. And for today's video, we're going to discuss about the two important reading techniques. These are the skimming and scanning. What is skimming? What is scanning? When can we apply skimming and scanning? Now let's find out. There are two reading techniques such as skimming and scanning that you can use depending on the material that you are reading or the purpose of your reading. Having this knowledge of these techniques will help you comprehend the text or the material. Now let's discuss what is skimming. When we say skimming, it is a reading technique which aims to identify the main idea of a text or get the general overview of the content. So meaning to say, this kind of reading technique is to get only the overview or the general overview or the main idea of what you're reading, regardless if it is an article, a story, or a column, for as long as you're going to get the general overview of the whole text. For example, you have this kind of book doing qualitative type of research. Now, what you're going to do in order for you to apply the first reading technique, which is skimming. In order for you to get the general overview or the main idea of this context, you are going to read the style of the book, or can you look at the title of the book or the cover of the book or the table of contents. This one, the table contents of the book, the back pages of the book, the headings and the subheadings of the book. You don't need to scan the details of the book, you just need to look the most important parts of the book in order for you to get the overview of it, or the general overview of it, in order for you to get the main idea. That is the target of the first reading technique, which is skimming. Our keyword when we say skimming is the main idea or general overview. Get the main idea or the general overview. If the first reading technique, which is skimming, requires you to get the main idea or the general overview of the text, on the other hand, our second reading technique, which is scanning, used to locate very specific information so quickly. It is very useful for finding specific information such as a name, a date, a statistic, or a place, event, or a fact without reading the entire text or an article. Usually, these pieces of information answer WH question. For example, you're reading an article or a text, and there is a question there that, who is the national hero of the Philippines? Now, what you're going to do is that you don't need to get the main idea of the text because that is skimming. You're just going to scan the text and locate there the specific information who is the national hero of the Philippines, and that is Jose Rizal. So that's how we're going to do the second reading technique, which is scanning. And take note, always know and keep in your mind what you are looking when we say scanning, because again, the keyword for the second reading technique, which is scanning, is specific information so quickly, or getting the specific information so quickly compared to skimming, because when we say skimming, getting the main idea of the text or the general overview. When we say scanning, it is getting the specific information so quickly. That's it. That's the difference between the two reading techniques for today's video. That's the difference between the two reading techniques, scanning and skimming. These two reading techniques are very important or relevant in order for us to identify so quickly or get the main idea of a text. As a reader or as a student, it is very useful for us to study or to use these kinds of reading techniques. For example, there is an exam or you have an exam. Now, you have only 15 minutes before the start of the exam. What you are going to do with your notes or handouts? Is it scanning or skimming? Now, what you're going to do is that you are going to skim because you have only a short period of time and you cannot do scanning at all. Most especially if you have plenty of study or topics to be studying. So that's it. I hope you learned a lot from me today and bye till next time.